What is going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. In my last video, there was a comment about how to get a lot of Paldium to get rocking in the early game. So that's what we're going over in this video. So let's get into it. So in early game, getting resources is kind of a pain in the butt, but I'm going to make it easy mode for you. So once you get your base established, this is the location from my last video. This is a different world, so the base is not put together. This was just thrown together for the sake of this video. But anyway, so once you get to your base location and you need to start gathering resources, the first thing that you're going to need to really is wood, stone, Paldium fragments. Wood and stone are readily available pretty much everywhere, and Paldium fragments don't quite seem to be as readily available, but that's not the case, and I'm going to show you how to get as much Paldium as you're going to need to get started in the game. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to kind of prepare, get ready. I've already done a lot of that, but you're going to want to be around level 10, level 9 at the minimum, because you're going to want the Dire Howl saddle. You're going to catch yourself a Dire Howl. He's going to make just getting around a lot easier. Dire Howl is a super fast mount for early game, especially if you can get one with a runner or swift trait, or even nimble. Nimble would be great early game too. So your roster is going to be set up like this. You're going to have 3 Cativas to increase your carrying capacity. You're going to have your Dire Howl for movement and a Tombat to help mine. Once you do that, you're going to come over to your bench. You're going to make as many stone pickaxes as you can. I'm just going to run with 4. Let's get these made real quick. And we're pretty much good to go at this point. So we can see in my inventory, there is no Paldium fragments whatsoever. Let's see how many we can get in just this one loop of this awesome route that I'm going to show you in just a second. So let's begin this route by heading over to the Plateau of Beginnings, where it all starts. So now that we've arrived at Plateau of Beginnings, this is what the route looks like. So you come from the fast travel point, you follow this little river down. Once you get here, you have 2 options. You can either fast travel over to the Rain Syndicate Tower entrance, or you can cut over and run along this water edge for some extra Paldium deposits. That's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you the full route rather than taking the shortcut. Then from there, you come over to this river and you stay on the right side. Don't get greedy and cut over. Just stay on the right side. Trust me. And you're going to come all the way up to where the edge of this gray stone ends. You're going to follow that over, grab the waypoint for Fort Ruins if you don't have it already, and follow it around until you hit this point on the beach. You're going to follow this beach all the way around until you get back to the bridge. From the bridge, then you're going to jump over. Follow the river all the way back down. Come up. Down around this little lake here, and then right up in here there's a whole bunch of Paldium nodes. You can also jump into the dungeon here if it's available, and you can get a bunch more from there too. Are we ready? Let's get mining. We're gonna come directly right over here to the river. And there's the small Paldium nodes right here. And you're going to want to bring out your Tombat to help you mine, because without your Tombat, it takes 13 hits to break these small Paldium nodes. with your Tombat, it only takes 10. So that's going to save you 3 hits per node, and that's going to make your stone pickaxes last longer. Okay, and we're just going to keep heading on down around this little river here. Sometimes you get unlucky and it hits 11. There we go. What is he doing? Where's he going? What are you up to, my dude? Where are you going? All right, well, he just wanted to run, I guess. I'm just gonna let it. It is a little annoying to have to put him away and resummon him every time, I know, but it makes up for it, I promise. The friends from Germany say hello. It's getting dark, but that's not a worry because the Paldium ores glow. Okay, first pickaxe is down. Swap to the next one. Let our Tombat finish that off. Combat decided he wanted to fight this Depresso instead of help me mine. That's fine, I guess. And there is, there is Paldium Fragments that are just hanging out on the ground. You can pick those up too. Like we got one over here. So once you get to the bottom of this river and you've hit all of those Paldium nodes, you can cut across, or you can hit the fast travel. But like I said, I'm going to be cutting across. Now there are quite a few Paldium nodes down here that you could hit too, but I find that they are just kind of out of the way. So maybe you could hit those if you just, need a little bit. Like if you need like 10 to make your crusher or something, you could just hit the fast travel point right here and then go down there to hit those. But and then you just cycle your way over here. Oh, this is awful. I forgot that I had my nighttime speed as low as it could go, so I could just go farm up some tombats for the sake of the video. So sorry about it being dark. It'll be light here in just a second. And then this is where the dire howl mount is going to be really handy, except he can't jump. And that's running over here. I'm just gonna let him do his thing, I guess. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, we got to the river and we're just gonna be staying on the right side. What else is attacking us? Really? Another Depresso from the heavens? Whatever. We're not here to fight Depressos. We're here to mine Paldium. And this river has a ton. I mean, you could bounce back and forth on each side and just get a bunch. Okay, there goes our second pickaxe. Okay, so then we're gonna come hit this last one, and then we're gonna cut over. Okay, you can run up there and grab the fast travel point, but I already have it, so I'm just scooting right around. Right around. Words. Scooching right around. So now, here we are at the corner of this beach. Yeah, we'll come grab this one. It's not too far out of the way. And there's some more on the ground for free. This was one of my more favorite spots on the map. And then they dropped this ugly ass oil rig right here. Oh well. All right, we're on to our last pickaxe. And then we're just gonna keep following the beach around. No. Paldium. Thank you. Okay, so now that we're back to the bridge, we can either take the fast travel here over to the Rain Syndicate tower entrance, or you can follow the river back down. So let's take the fast travel over there. Okay, once we arrive here, we're gonna pop in to the dungeon here, since it's available. And in these low-level dungeons, right inside, there is 2 or 3, but usually just 2, of the big Paldium nodes. These give you a lot more Paldium fragments than the small ones, obviously, but the problem with these ones is they will also give you ore, and ore is really heavy. And they also break your pickaxes faster. But we're just gonna keep trugging along here with our Tombat. All right. So that leaves us one big one and then we'll move on to the next area. But before we do that, we got to go back and repair. Actually, I don't need to farm Paldium because I'm actually not playing an early game. But I'm going to show you guys the rest of the route. Once you get up to this point, you can either take your fast travel back and repair, or if you still have extra pickaxes and can keep going, then you'll follow along this route. So you'll come here, you'll hit these, drop down here, you're going to follow the water around. There's another dungeon there for 2 more of those big nodes right inside without having to fight anybody or do anything. Thought I heard a shiny. But then if you come up here, you can already kind of see them right up there. You can just follow this around, and there's a whole bunch of them. Just waiting to be mined. And you could even put a base here if you'd like. If you have a second base available, this would be a pretty decent spot. It's nice, open and flat. But let's head back to my base and we'll see how much Paldium we got. Okay, so just from that one run with 4 pickaxes, throw a guess of how much Paldium we got down in the comments right now. And let's see. We got 315 Paldium Fragments. If you guessed 315, you have to like the video. If you did not guess 315, you have to subscribe to the channel. It's just the rules. I don't make them. But the more pickaxes you have, obviously, the more Paldium you're going to get. And then, now that we have the 315 Paldium Fragments, we can move on to the next step of kind of automating the Paldium. So let's kind of flash forward to the next step. Editor Zach, you are in charge. Okay. So now that we're ready to start this next part, which is the more of the automating the Paldium fragment farming. So really, you only have to go around and do that run maybe twice. And it took about 25 minutes to do the run that I did with the 4 pickaxes. So if you make more pickaxes, you're looking at like 30 minutes. So, and this is just on normal, normal drops, normal gatherable health items, yada, yada, yada. So, if you change those settings, you could have more or less, depending on whether or not you want to make it easier or harder on yourself. The stone pit and the crusher. So the faster that you can get a higher watering pal, the better. Let me show you. So you have pals that you can assign to the stone pit. So after you level up your base a few times and you can have some extra pals, which I need to make a stone pit to do that, or a logging site apparently. But that first run around that loop will get you enough Paldium fragments to be able to get your base moving. So you'll be able to level up your base really quickly. As long as you level up in the meantime and whatnot. So like, I'm already level 11. And then we unlock the metal axe and the metal pickaxe. But just for the sake of the video, you're gonna want to put your 2 tombats in, or however many you can afford, and you're gonna assign one of them to the stone pit, or to copper ore, I guess. Come on. get to level 15. Just do yourself a favor, get to level 15, use the monitoring stand. So we're gonna fast forward again. So now that we're level 15, just get to level 15, trust me. Make the monitor stand. So the Tombats have level 2 mining, which makes them able to start farming the ore right away, which is really helpful. But with the monitoring stand, you can assign them to the stone pit. They will start ranking away on some stone. And it's not the fastest, but you get yourself some stone, you throw it in the crusher. Takes 5 stone for 1 Paldium ore. The upgraded crusher, which is all the way down here at level 52. This crusher is great because you can crush spheres into Paldium ores, or Paldium fragments, excuse me. But the level 1 crusher can't do that. You can also crush the ore into Paldium fragments, but this one can't do that. But that's okay, because just that quick, as I was explaining that, they've already mined 30 fragments. So on top of everything that we had, there's now 7 more that can be done. Get yourself at least a level 2 watering pal as soon as you can. A great spot for that is right up here under this Yormantide. It's not super far. There is Serpents right in here. You could also catch this level 17 boss, Azurobe. I like it. I like calling it Azurobe. Azurobe has level 3 watering and would be even better. This level 15 Pen King also has level 2 watering, so also another great choice. So Serpents that you could catch, not bosses, up here by the Yormantide. That's at -175, -290 for the cords. You got the boss Azurobe, and then you got the Pen King boss as well. And that's pretty much the most accessible, best watering pals that you can get early game. You see we've got Killamari now that has watering with the latest update. I know she's broken. He's broken, excuse me. But they have level 1 watering now as well. That pretty much wraps it up, guys. I mean, one run through that loop gets you between 300 and 500 Paldium fragments, hitting the dungeons. Again, if you haven't checked out my last video, be sure to do that for early game base at this location. There's also a dungeon right below the base here, so you could go get the easy 80 from the two deposits right inside the dungeon right below the base. Great locations. Paldium is not as bad of a grind as you think it is. Literally, you put 20 minutes into it and you are set. Hope everybody learned something today. And with that, guys, thank you so much. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. These videos do take a lot to make, as I am doing them in the early game, as you would if you were starting out. Like I said in my last video, I don't want to be just another Palworld creator zipping around on my Xenolord, showing you everything that you can do and make it easy. That's not fun. That's not fun. These guys are going ham on the stone. So I want to experience it in real time, in real life, so I can give you guys better estimation of what you can kind of expect. So all in all, the total farm time for the loop, starting up here, going down, around, and everything, getting around 315 Paldium Fragments. That took about 25 minutes. It took about another 2 minutes to farm up the rest of the materials to get for my crusher and my stone pit. So about 35 minutes, and I am set up, ready to go. You guys can do this. I believe in you. Be sure to turn those notification bells on for the next video, which is going to be my mid-game base video, so you don't want to miss it. So if you're progressing through early game, I got you on the mid-game. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.